Welcome America, welcome India, and welcome Taylor Swift. We are going to be doing some properties of circles and taking a look at our formula sheet and matching them. Okay, let's go ahead and start with this problem right here. So, nice job, Cheryl. All right, so as you guys had just said right before I started the video, if you're looking at your formula sheet, what does this look like? What type of problem is this on your formula sheet?
Intersecting chords or seconds.
So it's on the back of your formula sheet. Intersecting chords. Okay, so we've got two chords here. It's a chord because its endpoints are on the circle and they intersect. Okay, so those are intersecting chords. If you look at the formula, it's A times B equals C times D. And what that means is you can multiply the lengths of these segments. 2 times X equals 3 times 6, and then you solve for X. Super easy. Problem with these is that there are so many formulas, it's hard to remember the formulas. Each of them are not too bad alone, but when you put them all together, what type of problem is this? So it's good to practice them. So we do 2 times, sorry, back up. 2 times X equals 3 times 6. Divide both sides by 2, and what do you get? I'm recording, somebody.
9.
9, anyone else get 9?
Yes.
9 it is. Type 9 in, put some of your work here, so when you look at the slide later, excuse me, you can see what you did. Questions? Moving on. Okay, this type of problem. What does that look like? This thing is not working well with my hat. See if you can find it. It's right next to the first problem that we did today. Intersecting chords or secants on the interior, the measure of the angle is equal to half of, I'm gonna explain in just a minute. When you take these two arcs and add them up and divide by 2, which is averaging, right? When you take two numbers and you add them up and divide by how many there are, that's averaging, right? So we're gonna average those two arcs. That will give us the measure of this angle. This one's the same because those are intersecting lines, which those make, what kind of angles are those? Any intersecting lines make congruent angles. Those are called something. What's that? What are those called? Somebody has to remember. Wow. Do we need to get up and like maybe do some jumping jacks or something? Thomas? Adjacent, they would be, if they were adjacent, they would be right next to each other. Like these two angles right here are adjacent. When you have angles that are created by two lines that intersect, those are called vertical angles. Does that sound familiar? I got one head nod. All right, I'll take it. So let's average. So write it on here somewhere. I'm gonna write it over here. When I average 72 and X, so when I add them up and divide by how many there are, which is 2, I should get 58. Everyone is doing this. So pull up your calculator, put your phones away. Okay. So multiply both sides by 2. Boom. Take out your calculator. What do you get? And we're solving for X here, algebra. $58 times 2. Subtract 72. What do you get? I'm recording. What? You got 24?
44.
44. Did you also get, someone else get 44? 44, 44 it is. 44. Any questions? Okay, moving on. I think I can do one more problem. Yeah, it's only 5 minutes. Let's do this one because it's really similar. Notice we've got two chords that intersect inside the circle. They are not intersecting at the center of the circle. It's just somewhere else. So the measure of this angle, or sorry, this arc, is not going to be the same as the measure of this angle like it would be in a circle where you have a central angle. Let's say you have, I'm just gonna make this stuff up. These angles look like, what does that look like to you? Maybe about 100 degrees? I don't know, I'm just guessing. Okay, let's just pretend. Those angles are 100 degrees. The measure of these arcs would also be 100 degrees because the measure of a central angle is equal to the measure of its intersected arc, okay? But this is different because they intersect somewhere else. So we can't just figure out what the measure of that angle, we can't just say it's 75. This one's smaller than that one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna average them. So to average, we add up the numbers, 8x plus 2 plus 18x minus 8. Add them up, divide by how many there are, 2, and that should be equal to 75. And then we solve by, first we multiply both sides by 2. Boom. Then we algebra it. Has anyone done it? Combine the like terms.
X equals 6.
6. Did anyone else get 6? Okay, 6 it is.